Look who we have here.
How you
How
doing?
are you? All right, so let's start this by saying that today on City 1016, I have with me a voice that has been a soundtrack for many of us, in our lives for decades, चाहे वो कभी तो नजर मिलाओ है या लिफ्ट करा दे, he's given us, the pure emotion that we were indulging on. And now in 2025, he's back. Bhigi Sari is the name of the song. And I think this genuinely and honestly, I feel it's bringing back the 90s magic. It's bringing back the retro vibe. And let's start off with that. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Adnan Sami, to
Thank you
this.
very much. Thank you. It's lovely to be with you.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you, was that the little brief that you got before they told you about this song? Let's bring back something from the 90s. Was that the brief?
Well, first, they didn't, they just, I mean, Sachin Jigar, who have composed the song, um, they just simply said, "Okay, we've got this song and we think that, it would absolutely be up your alley and
Yeah.
we would love to hear it in your voice and so on and so forth." So they sent me the song. And
Yeah.
the moment I heard the song and I started hearing it, I had this massive grin on my face because it was
Yeah.
something that I could immediately sort of relate to. And, it was an instant sort of love at first hearing, not sight,
Yeah.
but hearing. And
Yeah.
I knew that I definitely wanted to sing it. And
Yeah.
it was a beautiful. Then when we started discussing it, then they talked about the whole retro feel and so on and so forth. And indeed, the song has got an infectious melody, and
Hmm.
the it's a subject which is I think very much part of our culture. and
Yeah.
and there've been such so many songs in cinematic history uh,
Yeah.
from our films that
Yeah.
that have had rain subject and rain romance and rain,
We
and
love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we adore it. The very unique part of our culture, that the way we embrace the monsoons and
Rightly
the
said.
rains and how we associate romance with it is something that is very unique to us.
Absolutely.
So when I and this particular song was so beautifully written also. I
Hmm.
I fell in love with it, and uh, then the way it was picturized was something which was beautiful. I loved the way Siddharth and Janvi performed in it. Um,
Hmm.
Everything was very tastefully done. So I enjoyed it.
So well said. And I'll tell you something as an NRI who lives in this part of the world, I can tell you that we don't get enough rains. So the only way we feel rain is by playing these songs, and it gives
Right.
us a feel of monsoon, especially when we're on a road trip. We listen to a Bhigi Bhigi Raaton Mein. We listen to a song like Bhigi Sadi. It gives us a little of a that freshness, that nostalgia. It takes us back to those times when we used to go to school during monsoons, right? So coming back again, it has that freshness. But don't you think all the songs of this particular movie is becoming such a rage among the crowd? It's
Yeah.
not just the millennials or the people before that or the Gen Zs who are enjoying it. It's transcending through every age group.
Yeah.
I feel like, sir, there was actually a void. People were yearning for something like this. They were yearning for an original music. They
Yes.
were looking out for something like this, which we finally get in the
Yeah.
music industry. And Sachin Jigar has given us that. What's your opinion about this? What are your thoughts?
I've always been saying, and I still stand by that, and I've always said that melody is king. I
Yeah?
mean, melody is king. Whenever you have melody, you will never uh, uh, go wrong in the sense that when you have strong melody in your music, that's the most important foundation. Uh,
Funda hai wo.
yeah,
Yeah.
so what happened was that somewhere people uh, started to ignore the importance of melody and started concentrating more on arrangements. And,
Hmm.
the whole groove. Grooves are very
Yeah.
important, but they dress up a song. The most
Yeah.
important thing is the melody, which is the face of the song. If that is not good, I mean, वो कहते हैं ना कि अगर चेहरा अच्छा है तो कुछ भी अच्छा लगता है, फिर कोई भी लिबास अच्छा लगता है. लेकिन
Correct. Correct.
लेकिन
Correct.
अगर अगर मतलब अगर चेहरा ठीक नहीं है तो फिर आप जो मर्जी आप लगा दो उस पे, वो नहीं चलेगा. यू नो
Hmm.
अगर
Hmm.
चलेगा तो बहुत मोमेंटरीली चलेगा. you know
जी.
you have
जी.
songs which are very groove driven. Okay,
Yeah.
they'll be fine for about 2-3 months or maybe even less, and then
Yeah.
suddenly they disappear. But
Yeah.
songs that have always lasted and are evergreen are those songs which have always had great melody attached to them. So what has happened is that I'm glad that the makers of this film, it allowed that freedom to
Hmm.
Sachin Jigar to explore that, and
Absolutely.
and that freedom that they accorded them has
Hmm.
worked. So I
Hmm.
hope that others follow suit and understand that, you know what, it's ultimately it's all about melody. And you
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
and no matter what you think, that the crowd, a lot of the times when people were asking why, where's the melody going, no, the crowd loves that. Well, excuse me, if you are only giving them that, what do you expect? I mean, if you're going to just give suka papad to the crowd,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if they're hungry, they're going to lap it up. But because they don't have a choice. But you put biryani next to them next time, देखते हैं कि वो पापड़ को कितना हाथ लगाएंगे.
I love the comparison you just did to a great melody is equal to biryani any single day,
Yeah,
which brings me to this shorter format which is going on right now thanks to social media because we assume the attention span is less, and of course I understand that it's a reality that we're facing. Everybody just wants अच्छा ठीक है 10 सेकंड 20 सेकंड का एक हुक चाहिए बस सोशल मीडिया में आग लगनी चाहिए और बाकी it's taken care of. One, do you agree with this? And second, have you faced this where a composer, not particularly here or anywhere else, where they've said, like hook is important and not. Now, look at 4 minute songs are also working.
yeah,
People are getting back to that. A 4 minute song. Where did we have a 4 minutes or a 4.5 minute song in a long time?
yeah. You see, the thing is that, for lack of a better word, people discover things sometimes. They give a new name to it, but it was always there. It's not a new phenomenon. And I'll explain what I mean by that. To have a catchy hook has always been the criteria of any song.
Hmm.
It's just that the people have given it a new word, or
Hmm.
have said, oh no, it has to be hooky enough to make a reel. Well, okay, you've defined where you want to place it, but it has always been the case that a mukhra
Hmm.
of any song,
Hmm.
the most अच्छा तो हम चलते हैं, that's your hook. How many seconds was that? It was there.
Agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it is your hook. So it was there in the past. Mashal to nahi, right? It was there. It was always there.
Dil chata hai. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
I
see,
get what
a catchy hook has always been the criteria for any commercial song. It's
you.
just that now they've sort of said, no, because we need to put it on a reel. Okay, fine. In the past, they didn't have the reel, but they still had the catchy song. So it's not as if now suddenly it's a new phenomenon that now, oh my God, we have to make a catchy hook. Really? Satam Shivam Sundaram. That's your hook.
I think the priorities have changed.
No, no.
That's the thing.
It's just that they have been able to come up with uh, a new terminology in order to put it into. पहले रील्स नहीं थी. पहले सिर्फ ये था कि यार गाना जो है वो मेरे दिमाग में बैठ नहीं रहा है.
जी।
अब वो ये बात नहीं करूंगा यार, गाना ऐसा होना चाहिए जिसका हुक जो है वो रील के अंदर आ जाए। तो अब बात ये है कि ये सारे गाने जिनकी मैंने मिसाल दी है आपको, रुख तेरा
हम्म।
मस्ताना, बादल
हम्म।
दीवाना, that's it. That's your
That's
hook.
it.
You
Yeah.
can make a reel out of it. So,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is that this is not a new phenomenon. It's just
Yeah.
they think that they've come up with some new way of coming up with something. It was always
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing is,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
so it's not something that is suddenly become a big, huge challenge for musicians or even lyricists.
Yeah.
It's just that, you have come up with a reason, a talking point to brief the creative people. They always knew it.
Everybody knew it. Yeah. That's the reality. So, so well said. And also, I feel like right now, because of this hook thing that I spoke about, they only remember the 20, 30 seconds.
But that's
It's
always
what.
been the case, no?
But back then, we knew Roop Tera Mastana. I knew the lines of A Udi Udi without like somebody could wake me up from sleep and I can sing the entire song.
Exactly, because of the fact that regardless of the brief of it has to work in a reel, we were always working towards
Yeah.
this thing. It's just that
Yeah.
at some point in time, um, you know, people deviated and they said, forget about that. We need to have a strong beat, and they realized
Mm.
that just having a strong beat or a groove is not going to
Yeah.
cut it. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
You need to have a
Yeah.
strong melody and a strong lyric that is going to be the one that is which is going to hook you to the song.
Correct. Correct.
पहले
Correct.
क्या होता oh, it has to work in a nightclub, dude. No, it's like, it's
Yeah.
it's not about the nightclub.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a song like Muda also playing in the nightclub, and people will go absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So the thing is that they were first thinking only about beats and grooves and so on and so forth. Then they realized that no, that's not what's going to work in a reel. They're going to work.
Mm.
It's going to be the hook, and the hook is
Yeah.
the melody and the lyrics. And
Mm.
it's like, dude, that's what it was always about.
Yeah.
But you
Absolutely.
realized it. Now you've realized it.
Correct. And also, I do something called story behind this song, right? You're a great storyteller, by the way. I've heard your story about how you sang the song. Now that we're talking about A Udi Udi, आपके गले में खराश थी,
Yeah.
लेकिन आप ए आर रहमान के स्टूडियो में गए और आपने पूरा गाना गाया with that sore throat वाली feeling, and that's exactly what he wanted ultimately, and it worked for the song, right? So cool.
Only
So
in
as
live concerts after that. I,
है ना?
yeah, because I have to recreate that same voice.
Oh, that's so cool. But tell me, in this song, was there any kahani like that, any trivia that you can give us so I can talk about it tomorrow when we play the song and
Well, the thing is that uh, when I heard the song, it was first, I initially I thought that maybe um, uh, maybe they wanted to um, make me sing it on an octave higher and sorry, lower. And
mm,
I was like listening to it, and I was like, oh, dude, the energy level doesn't allow me to sing it. Imagine,
yeah,
it would have just killed it. I don't know why they
yeah.
had that kind of a thought process in there.
It still sounds good to me,
No, but then I sang
but
it,
I get it.
I sang
Mm,
it an octave higher, and
yeah,
and that just worked.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's recording a song is a process.
mm,
We try all kinds of different
mm,
experiments, try to
mm,
see what will work, and and
mm.
and then finally you land yourself into the moment where it did work, and
Yeah.
so yeah, but
But there are these little things in your songs, right? Like it could be a bass line which is so strong in some of your songs, or it could be that kabhi to nazar mila like tabla going tat tat, and then there's a drop like
yeah,
I don't know what it's called
yeah,
technically.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
आप ऐसी ऐसी चीजें छोड़ देते हो जो मन में ऐसे रह जाता है. You know that's going to come.
Right,
You know, when an Rahman sir drops something that you want to hear again and again, but he'll only do it once.
right,
You
right.
know, in Chinna Chinna Aasai, which
Hmm.
is Dil Hai Chhota Sa, he does that, and
Yeah,
then I'm like, I'm craving for it.
yeah.
Do you do that on purpose? Do you
Yeah,
leave
I
that
mean,
till,
you see, the thing is that, I mean, I'm a musician first.
of
So,
course,
so
yeah,
therefore, I mean, no, in the sense why I'm saying that is because, I mean, I'm an instrumentalist first.
yeah,
So what happens is that I first started playing the piano and many other instruments, and then I
mm,
became a composer, and then I became a singer. So
mm,
when I compose
mm,
a song, I am very much uh, conscious and aware of the importance of all the other instruments that are part of the arrangement. And
okay,
I also, because I've played a lot of those instruments myself, I
yeah,
know some of their characteristics, which I find fascinating as a musician.
yes,
Sometimes what I want to do is I want to incorporate those elements and make that particular instrument sometimes
stand out.
shine out of place, you know.
Mm,
And
yeah,
so that's why suddenly you'll see some odd things. Me, for example, some people think that a bass guitar is just a bass guitar. It's just the back. No, it's not.
mm,
It's
mm,
some people don't realize how important a bass guitar is. And you remove a bass guitar from, you think that it's just a something that is in the background and just
people say that,
no, a lot of people think like that, no? That it's just something just to give a little bit of body to the song, you know. No,
and
it's
that's the soul.
that's the point. You see, exactly. So, the thing is that, and you see, if they many a times they just use it as a kind of backdrop. They don't realize the potential that it has, for example, of being a forefront instrument also. Uh,
Yeah,
so sometimes I like to bring that element out. And
yeah,
hey, you know what? Like for example, if
absolutely,
you listen
yeah,
to My Bhigi Bhigi Raaton Mein, for example, it
mm,
opens with a bass guitar. If you
yeah,
listen, it's like dum dum do do dum do 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 dum. So
yeah,
it's there, and it's a solo, and I've done that in Tera Chehra. There's a strong bass line in there. In Teri Kasam, there's a strong bass line there, and so on
yeah.
and so forth. So and I do that with other instruments as well. So
Yeah.
that's why sometimes you hear all those elements.
Absolutely. Now, I've been asked to wrap it up quite quickly. Can we hear you please sing two lines so that everybody can hear you live when we play this, and at the same time, just your raw voice, only if you're comfortable. I
Well,
wouldn't want to.
sure.
Just a few lines of Bhigi Sari, and we can wrap it up, sir.
Wait a second, just 1 second.
Any part of the song?
Well, yeah, I mean, Biggie Biggie Daddy Man, da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Hi Rama, Hi Rama, Hi Rama. Oh, oh, Hi Rama, Hi Rama, Hi. Yeah.
I love it. I love how they played with so much of harmonies and layers and deities. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this with
My
City
pleasure.
1016.
My
And we
pleasure.
love to have you here in the studio. If you're here in Dubai, please, you know what to do and where to
Absolutely.
come.
Dubai is one of my favorite cities. I grew up, my family was there for 11 years. So it's like second home to me. And I always look for an opportunity to come to Dubai. Look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely. Just a small request. This is just as a fan. I want to hear you sing Kadal Sadguru, which is Ae Udi Udi in
Oh, okay.
Hindi. If you can please do that.
हाँ Hey, उड़ी 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 Hey, ख्वाबों की पूरी Hey, ये मेरे घेरी Hey, सारी रात होली Hey, उड़ी 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 Hey, सारी रात होली Hey,
What? So good. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's such a pleasure. You take care.
You
All the
went above and beyond for me for this. Thank you,
best.
really.
All the best to you.